Hey there, my wedding planning friends, and welcome back to my channel. It is officially June, which means it is almost summertime, which means my wedding season is just around the corner. And I'm so excited, even though this summer looks a little bit different than it normally does. I'm still super excited for all the couples that have been able to move forward with their wedding and working with my couples for next summer. So I have my first wedding in a couple weeks here, so it is time to restock my emergency kit and make sure that I have everything I need. So I figured I would show you what I bought, what I have, what I keep stocked in my emergency kit. If you're unfamiliar with the term emergency kit or a wedding day emergency or survival kit, that is basically just a collection of items that you should have on your wedding day to help with anything that might come up, whether that's a ripped dress or a stain or band-aids. Anything that could possibly come up on your wedding day that you might need a quick fix for will be in your wedding day emergency kit. So first I will show you everything that should be in just a basic wedding day emergency kit, and I have literally everything you could possibly have an emergency kit. Some of you might think that not every single thing on here is necessary, and that's fine, but I make sure that I keep everything on hand at all times, just in case anything comes up. And then I'm also going to show you what I add in as a wedding planner. So there's obviously some things that you probably won't think to bring or won't need to bring, especially if you have a wedding planner or a wedding day coordinator. And so I'm just going to show you kind of the difference between what I have in my regular emergency kit and then what I bring as a wedding planner. First off, let's start with hygiene related items. So it's a good idea to have an extra deodorant, some mouthwash. I also throw gum in there just in case. Make sure if you are chewing gum, you spit it out before any photos or before your ceremony. I always keep an extra just disposable razor just in case, sometimes either you forget to shave or you may have missed a little spot, and that's the last thing you want glistening in the sun, so little razor. I also keep a full nail kit. It's got a file, a couple of clippers, and tweezers. Tweezers also come in handy, especially if you're in like a barn venue or something. I've had people get slivers before, and that's just super obnoxious to have to deal with for the entire day. So tweezers come in handy for more than just like eyebrow plucking or hygiene related items. So it's a good idea to have a nail kit as well. If you plan to wear fake eyelashes on your wedding day, make sure you have extra eyelash glue, especially if you're getting them done by somebody else. You might not even think to bring eyelash glue because you're not doing your own makeup. So just having an extra eyelash glue, I like the Duo, the strip lash adhesive. It's not really waterproof, so if you're crying throughout your day or if it's really hot and you're sweating, or even just wearing them, for more than 5 hours at a time, the glue tends to get loose, so it's a good idea to have backup glue for any touch-ups you might need. I'm a contact wearer, so I know how annoying it is if you get something in your contact or if they get really dried out, and that can be super irritating and also make your eyes red, which is not something you want for photos. Or even just to be able to enjoy your wedding day. I like to keep a little mini contact solution in my emergency kit as well for any quick remedies. Toothbrush and toothpaste. This goes hand in hand with the mouthwash and the gum, but maybe you're eating while you're getting ready, or you've had some coffee and you want to make sure that your teeth are sparkling clean. Make sure you keep a toothpaste and toothbrush on hand. This is probably to be expected, but make sure you have plenty of tissues. Also having cotton pads or cotton balls of some kind, as well as some Q-tips is a good idea, both for makeup touch-ups, makeup remover, and then also just if you need to clean any spots on any dresses or anything like that, these come in handy. Speaking of spots, I also keep a Tide-to-Go pen as well as these little shower wipe and go pads. I find some work better on certain materials than others, so I like to keep both on hand just in case you get any spots on anyone's clothing whatsoever. So this is one that isn't listed in a lot of emergency kit checklists that you see, but make sure you have sunscreen. If you're having a summer wedding, or not even a summer wedding, if you're having an outdoor wedding of any kind, make sure you have sunscreen. It's said that if you are wearing sunscreen of any kind, whether it's in your makeup or underneath your makeup, that it will reflect in photos, and typically this is just with flash photography. So if you're concerned about that, just talk with your photographer and see if they're planning on using any flash for their photography and how they feel about you wearing having SPF in your makeup or underneath. Your health should come first, and sunscreen is super important, so just make sure that you're doing whatever you can to be protected from the sun. Also a good idea to have some tampons on hand, whether it's for you or your bridesmaids. It seems like almost every wedding I go to, somebody is in need of feminine hygiene products, so it's good to just have them on hand. Bobby pins, make sure you have plenty of them. Should have shown this with the toothpaste and toothbrush, but also make sure you've got some floss. I also keep plenty of chapstick with me. Again, obviously if I loan a chapstick to somebody, I'm not going to ask for it back or take it back. That is theirs, so I keep several on hand in case someone needs it. Band-aids are also important to have. I typically get the shear strips, just so that if it is somewhere where you might see in photos or standing up at a ceremony or something, it's not quite as noticeable, and then it might be a little bit easier to edit out too if you need to edit out in any photos. Advil and Claritin or some kind of allergy medicine is also a good idea to have in case you get some allergy flare-ups, runny nose, watering eyes. That's not super cute in photos, so allergy meds have on hand. I also always keep this Downy Wrinkle Release. It actually works really well on a variety of materials, and it works pretty well to help release any wrinkles you might have. It also is nice if you are wearing a material that wrinkles really easily when you sit down for a long period of time, so to just be able to spray this on quickly and kind of help release those wrinkles for photos is super helpful. If you're in a dry weather climate, some dresses are more prone to stick to your legs or just have that awkward static cling and not lay quite as nicely as it might, so I always keep some static guard on hand as well. Bug spray. This is something that you also probably don't see in a lot of wedding emergency kit checklists, but I've had enough experience to know that bug spray is much needed for a lot of weddings, especially those summer ones, outdoor weddings. I keep a plant-based repellent, so it's DEET-free, just to be a little bit less chemicals, and it doesn't smell terrible either. There's also ones you can get that don't have a scent at all, which is nice. Having bug spray on hand is a very good idea. A sewing kit is also a very good idea to have. I just have this little mini one. It's got, you probably can't see, but it's got a variety of colors of thread. So whether you need white for your dress or another color for a little tear in a groomsman's suit or anything like that, it's just a good idea to have a quick little sewing kit to fix any tiny little tears. Also, safety pins. Lint rollers go everywhere with me, especially if you are someone who lives with 2 dogs like I do. My clothes are constantly covered in hair. That's the last thing you want in your wedding photos, is to have these really crisp, beautiful photos and you can see dog hair or little lint fuzzies. So just keep a lint roller with you and you'll thank me later. Nervous stomach is a thing. I like to keep Pepto-Bismol on hand. This is just the little Pepto chews. If you have an upset stomach or if you're feeling a little bit nauseous, I find that having some of these on hand is super helpful. Gotta make sure the hair is nice all day, so I keep a volume control hairspray and a finishing spray as well, just to kind of have a couple of varieties for different hair types. And then also I have a dry shampoo as well. It's just the Batiste, the original type of dry shampoo, and that helps if you are sweating, if it's really hot and your hair starts to feel flat. You can use this to kind of just give it a little bit of a boost and make sure that you have nice volume, clean, fresh hair all day. So this goes with the razor. In addition to a razor, I also keep a little bit of shave cream on hand. If you've got to shave your legs in a sink or something, it's nice to be able to have something to shave with so you're not getting any nasty razor bumps or anything gross like that. I also like to keep a finishing spray for your face. It's also really nice if it's hot out and you're sweating. It's a nice little refresher and helps to keep the makeup from running as you're going to be wearing it all day and outside in warm weather. Having a little bit of this is a matte finishing spray on hand. I also keep dress tape, and this one's super handy. It's just like in a little, almost like a Scotch tape roller, so that you can just break off a little piece. It's nice for if you have any straps that keep falling off. You can use this and it's just clear. That's just the white backing on it, so it's clear when it comes on. Or if you have a strapless dress, to help keep it, so you're not like fussing with it all night, help keep it in place. Dress tape is a lifesaver. Also, makeup remover wipes and Gorilla Glue. Typically, this is something that I would have put in my wedding planner pile, but I think it's a good idea for everybody to have Gorilla Glue because you never know what might come up. It could even be on, I've had some people where the sole of their shoe starts to come off, or like the padding on a heel, or the insole in the shoe, and it's just, I mean, it's very versatile. You can use it for so many things. So having some good super glue, Gorilla Glue, whatever it might be. Okay, so that's everything that's typically in a standard emergency kit. As you can see, there's quite a lot, so it's nice if you have a wedding planner or coordinator. Typically they will bring those items with them so that you don't have to worry about that. So now let's talk about what I bring as a wedding planner. So I always like to have extra pens on hand. Sometimes people forget the pens for the guest book, or if you need to write down notes or something for the DJ, I always have these nicer pens on hand. I also keep command strips or little command hooks on hand too. Sometimes you need to string up some extra lights or flowers or anything like that, and it's just good to have some extra hooks on hand in case you need them last minute. Sticks. I always have a ton of chalk markers with me. Typically the signs are already done before a wedding day, but sometimes you need to add more or add on to a sign, so I always make sure to have chalk markers with me. Scissors, kind of a given. Also, I keep fishing line. This stuff works wonders for if you're hanging things from a ceiling or if you need to connect. Sometimes I'll hang little things off of a sweetheart table or the head table, and it's nice because you can't really see it, and so it gives the illusion that things are floating. So it's just an easy way to tie things together or hang things without having to see some gross string. I also keep a lighter and floral clippers and also a tape measure. I find that I use all three of these things way up more often than I ever thought that I would, so it's good to have them with me. I also keep floral wires. Sometimes I need to do touch-ups with florals, or if they don't have the florist coming to do installation, it's just a good idea to have these to help secure to an arch or wherever you might have some sort of floral installation. I'm paranoid of things being able to stay in place, so in addition to super glue, I also bring Gorilla mounting tape. This is just double-sided stick tape, and it can hold up things up to 15 pounds. Yeah, holds up to 15 pounds. So it's nice if you need to hang up frames and you don't have the ability to nail something into a wall or something like that. I always keep these on hand. Also, Clorox wipes, especially now, I keep a little travel pack with me. And I also keep a little roll of tulle. Sometimes you need to cover some wires or if you need to dress up a little table or something pretty quickly and easily, I find that just a little bit of tulle does the trick, so I always keep it on hand. Last but not least, I also always keep little table tents. These work really well for, obviously, if you have extra people that show up and you need to have an extra little table tent. Or it also comes in handy if you need to label like desserts or food items or anything like that. I always keep some on hand, and I just keep a generic white and gold style. It seems to work for a lot of people. Alright, I think that's it. So this is everything that I keep on hand with me and bring to every single wedding. If you hire me as a wedding planner or day of coordinator, I will be sure to have all of this. I just ordered a new larger rolling case for all of this, and I was hoping it would come in time to do this video, but I wanted to film it anyways, so maybe I'll show you the case that I keep it all in a future video. I hope you found this video helpful, and hopefully you'll be all set to set up your own wedding day emergency kit should you need to, and you'll be prepared for whatever comes your way. Thanks again for watching this video. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe to get more videos on wedding planning tips and advice. I'm working on a lot of fun videos for you to help gear up for wedding season, so be sure to subscribe so that you get notified as soon as I upload those, and we'll see you next week.